Welcome to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Our show today will be all basketball as we have the boys and girls coaches from 8 of our 9 high schools. District, regional, area, and state tournament play will begin next week, and we'll take a look with our coaches. And if we look at the playoffs approaching, we'll revisit the previous interview with Executive Director Mick Wilson about game day procedures and safety when you enter our facilities. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with the coaches from East Central High School. Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. And now we have the coaches from East Central High School. Michael Parish, the boys coach, Jaylin Thompson, the girls coach. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, you had tough games last night, and we're down to this time of the season where about a week you'll find out exactly where you're going to play in the regional. Jaylin, what do you think about your year so far?
I think it's actually going pretty well for the girls. I think this district was a surprise for us. We're used to getting to play other Tulsa public schools, so having to go play schools like Parish and Claremore and Tahlequah was really new for a lot of my girls, and I think we battled pretty well. A lot of those schools are seasoned. They're used to playing a lot of tougher games, I feel like, and I feel like we fit in pretty well this year.
Michael?
It's been a great year. I've enjoyed the districts, the new teams, the different coaches, the different styles of play, and then learning my team again, creating relationships with the kids I've had. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, you're building a new program and a new facility, and that'll help a little bit.
Well, the facility at East Central are unbelievable. I think it's the best facilities in Tulsa Public. Football stadium, the weight rooms, the 4 gyms on campus, the new YMCA involved. We don't have the excuse now that we don't have facilities good enough for our athletes.
We learned through building all those what not to do
right.
in the next one down the road. But
well, this one you guys build is gorgeous.
It really is a nice one, and I think the partnership with the Y was
unbelievable,
really good for
Absolutely.
East Tulsa and for East Central High School, I think so. Districts this year, that's one of those things that we tried to get in forever, and we couldn't get our West Side guys to go along with us. But now it's settled on the court, and so does it make it easier to prepare? Because you know you're going to play those people twice, and they're going to be on your schedule and everything.
I believe so, yes. And we actually this year with the girls coaches, we only have to bring our cameras and different things like that to like the away games, and that's something I've always had to record my own games. And I feel like the connections with those coaches, like they kind of already had that going on, and it just would ask like, hey, we don't bring our camera to away games, can you do my recording? And so I think like things like that was really helpful. And like Coach said, like just seeing different play styles and different things like that is great to be able to see my girls compete against. And
Michael, how you like it settled on the court rather than the
Well,
voting
absolutely.
box?
I love that. I got tired weekly of having to vote, and I mean, you wouldn't think it's that big a deal, but when you have teaching requirements and you have other things going on, sometimes you can actually forget to get it in by 12 o'clock on Monday morning.
Or try to follow the other 16, 15 schools.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. And so, and know where they rank, and do
Right.
it and do it with respect and integrity. So, settling on the floor, I love. This year has been a little more difficult maybe for me because when you played in the green country, all the kids grew up together. It was backyard brawl every day. And so you know the kids. Now you're playing kids, I don't know who. I mean,
right.
their best player may not have played well last game, and you think this guy's the best player on tape.
Yeah.
And so until we have a little more familiarity with our opponent, I think our best will be yet to come in the district.
Yeah. Where do you think you might be going for regional?
Right now, it looks like we'll be battling a 6 seed. And so I think if everything lines up, we will end up playing at Rogers. Yeah.
Which will be at Webster.
Which will be at Webster. There you go.
Michael?
Well, we're still battling. Last night was tough for us. We led most of the night and got beat in overtime, and Claremore beat Bishop Kelly last night. So they jumped back ahead of us, and we were ahead of them, and we've got 2 games left. So I'm not looking yet. Eventually, they'll tell me where to go.
Find out next Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
next
that's great. Well, guys, good luck. Glad you're here today, and hope we have you back when we get into the regional. Maybe you'll get deep into the regional. And when we come back, we'll have Bobby Allison and Rodrick Hall from Memorial High School.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against a tough competitor, plastic.
Don't trust those numbers on the bottom. You have to stick to what you know. Only bottles and jugs found in the kitchen, bath, or laundry. They're quick to pick up. And empty those bottles before sinking that shot.
Always empty your bottles before recycling. Score big by recycling your plastic bottles and jugs. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have the Memorial basketball coaches, Rodrick Hall and Bobby Allison. Boy, guys, it's that time of the year.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
We got about a week to go, and we'll find out for sure who you're going to play.
No doubt.
Rodrick, let's talk about your season this year, where you are right now, and how you feel like going in these last 2 weeks.
Well, we're right where I think we should be. We're at a place where we're maybe 2 or 3 possessions away from turning the game over to wins. Girls are playing extremely hard, playing really good on the defensive side of the floor. We're just a couple possessions away.
Play defense, you got a chance. Right?
Yes, sir.
They can't score, they can't win.
Yes, sir.
Bobby, different year this year, huh?
Yeah, I know it is. You know, our standard over the last decade or so is, you know, we've excelled as much as anybody in the state and graduated, I think, 12, 13 college players the last 2 years, but there's no excuses made, and got a young team, but we've done a good job. We've been in every game we've played, 15-6 on the season, which, you know, if you want to say that's a down year, I guess that's a pretty good. It's a pretty good down. But
it depends on what your address is.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm proud of the kids, proud of the program, the coaches. We got a chance to get to the state tournament, which, you know, no matter what year it is, that's the only goal.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And you know, there's little mini victories along the way that we've had setbacks that have helped us grow. But these guys are, you know, pretty young for the most part, but they're learning as we go. And like Coach Hall said, we're playing good defense on the boys' side as well. Got to figure out ways to score, and if we can do that, I think we can, you know, we can get back to the state tournament. But it's good to be with you, Gil.
Hey, you guys, this is the first year for districts and for 5 and 6A. I want to know what your feelings are about playing in a district.
I like it. I like the competition every night. One of the best things is seeing every girl have to show up, make a play. It boils down to their play, how we prepare. So for me, I love the competition. I want to play against the best and beat the best.
Bobby?
I agree. This has felt like a brand new job, really, for me. I know this is Coach Hall's first year, and he's done an amazing job for us. But myself, you know, the Green Country Conference now is no longer for the time being. I got a brand new team, and a brand new district, so it's kind of been a restart for us as well. And I kind of emulates college a little bit with conference, you know, realignment and expansion. So you find new rivalries, quality teams. You know, it's been a real. We've used it as a positive because there's nothing you can do about it except for go forward with it. And
Sure.
It's been fun. Great competition that'll get us ready for the playoffs.
Well, every night it counts.
every night it counts. And yeah, you don't have to worry about voting on Sunday.
The playoffs starts when you play the first game.
Oh, I know.
I mean, where you put yourself. We lobbied for that for years, and we could never get the West Side to agree with us.
Yeah, I think some of them are still against it, but I don't think it's going anywhere. Do you?
We're going to stay with districts.
Good.
That's awesome.
Good.
I think there's no question. I talked to David Jackson and that crew over there. They don't like the political part of voting for teams and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Another thing real quickly here is the 5 fouls per quarter. How do you feel about that?
It definitely changes the game, changes the way you coach in those second half, especially if it's a close game.
Yep.
But I think it takes the pressure off of the first foul shot, but it still puts a lot of pressure on the kid to make 2.
Yep.
So it's not a deal breaker for me. We're making the most of it. Just have to make some adjustments.
And practice more.
Yes.
No, there's definitely adjustments to it, and we've had some games where I'd like to shot the free throws a little bit better. But I will say this: it hit me in this year when we played at Hall. We were down 10 at halftime, got it to 7, and got them in the bonus. I think they had 5 fouls with 4 to go in the third. We kept going to the basket, and in the past years, that continues on to the fourth, where Hall can't be as physical. Well, that reset happened. We're down 7 or 8, and they got to re-engage their physicality to start the fourth. I was like, I got some learning to do with this new system. So it's definitely an adjustment that in playoffs it'll be even bigger. It'll be a bigger thing going forward with the playoffs.
Well, guys, thanks for being here today. Good luck as we get into the regional play.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll have you back and be talking about gold balls and all those kind of things.
If me and him are back in 2 weeks, we're gonna be some happy dudes.
When we come back, we'll have Glenn Henry and Mike Hampton from Webster.
Hey, Tulsa, we have a crushing recycle play of the day for you. Team Johnson versus paper and cardboard.
They're starting off slow today, probably trying to figure out what to do with those styrofoam plates, since they're not recyclable.
There's the big play we were waiting for. Boom! Completely empty cardboard boxes dunked in the cart. Score big by recycling your cardboard and paper. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hales means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Today we have Glenn Henry and Mike Hampton, the Webster basketball coaches. Glenn, Mike, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Glenn, let's talk about where you are right now in your season.
Well, I think we're about 3-17. I think we've been playing better the last few games. We've been keeping teams under about 60 or so. So for us, that's huge. Next part is just figuring out how to score more points. So that's our goal. But we've gotten better as the season went along, and so we're excited going into the playoffs. We feel like we might have some opportunities there.
Good.
Yeah.
You got young kids?
Yeah, a lot of young ones. I got 4 seniors, but they have limited experience. So, but I have a lot of sophomores that are, ready to go, and they've been playing well. Got a lot more experience, a lot more confidence. So we're really excited for those guys for the next couple of years coming up. So
get into the off-season summer league.
Oh yeah, all of that. We're getting ready for that for sure. In the weight room's hard.
Excellent. Mike, what about the girls?
We've got 1 win going into the playoffs. It's been I have to look at what I consider a victory, so to speak. We haven't forfeited any games because of not having enough players. We started the season with 5 girls, and we currently have 6. So, that's where we're at.
Are you look to the future? You're going to have more feeder come in? And
Not looking like it. Not really, no. I've got 2 seniors right now, and then there's 2 8th graders. So if things go as right now how they are, then we'll have about the same numbers.
Keep them in the,
same
line.
numbers as this year.
Yeah, a new rule this year was the quarters fouls, 5 in each quarter, and rather than going to the 1-and-1 and all that business. Glenn, how you feel about that?
I feel like it give us more opportunity to score more points, on dead ball situations, but it does make us have to practice a little bit more free throws normally in practice. So we have a lot of guys who can get to the basket. Now it's like if we're not finishing the layup, we definitely have to finish the free throws. And so free throws, is a concentrated thing. And so if you're not concentrating in practice, it's going to show in the games.
Yeah.
So we spend a lot of time shooting free throws in practice, making sure we get those extra points.
Mike, what do you think?
It really hasn't had that much of an effect on our games. At first, I didn't really know which way I would fall on it, but it hasn't come into play enough really in our games where I could really say I prefer one over the other.
I watched a game last night, streamed the East Central Tahlequah game, and it went to overtime. And I was surprised, but they carried the fourth quarter into the overtime.
Oh, yeah.
So they had the 2 shots in the overtime, which is major.
Yeah.
When you got 4 minutes to play, and it became a real issue there. And Tahlequah had missed a bunch. They had only about 50%, and East Central were making theirs, but they just had some turnovers at the end of the game, and it makes a difference.
Oh, man.
All right, as you get ready to look for the playoffs, you're going to Blackwell.
Yeah, Blackwell. I've never been out there. I'll be honest, it's the first time I've heard of the town, but I was telling our AD, I said, I'll take that over playing, maybe Cassia Hall or Victory in the first round, or even, Lincoln Christian, some of the higher teams. So our guys was pretty excited. Feel like they have some opportunity to, get a first round win, maybe.
Yeah.
So, they're looking forward to it. They're preparing. So that, for us, I was, it's farther out, but we'll take it right now.
Got travel in 3A.
Yeah, I know. I learned that this year.
3A is not close. Well, Mike, you got 10 seconds. What do you think?
The Blackwell girls they're a solid bunch. I've got a good group of girls that are realistically optimistic.
Okay.
They kind of know who we are and what we can do and can't do. So.
Okay, well, good. Good luck, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And when we come back, we'll have Eli Brown and Rabu Leyva from Booker T.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field, and that it's the littlest things that will make all the difference in the long run.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with, not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have the basketball coaches from Booker T. Washington, Eli Brown, and Rabu Leyva. Rabu, here we are. We got a week to go.
Yes, sir.
We'll find out next Tuesday where you're going to go.
Hopefully going up north to host.
There you go. How do you feel about your year so far?
I feel good about it. We're 9-1 in districts. We're second in our district behind Tahlequah, another good team. We played some really good tournaments that I think has gotten us ready for this point in the season. Now it's just about fine-tuning details and staying healthy.
Eli.
Same. I think we are off to a really good start this year with this young club. 17-1 right now, so first in our district. We just got to try to keep growing. Right now we're having a little bit of growing pains, but we're trying to figure our way through it.
Well, you guys, this is the first year for 5 and 6A to be in district play. Eli, how do you feel about that?
I have mixed emotions about it. I missed the ability to play some rivalry games, and then I missed the ability to play teams that you have been familiar with in the past, and that our crowd is familiar with, and our community is familiar with. So I do miss that. I mean, and I also don't like some of the travel that we have to have, going to Grove and going to Claremore and, great places to go play, but, the drive on the way back is what kind of gets you. But I do miss the conference play.
Agree 100% with Coach Brown said, those concerns. The one thing I do enjoy is you are what you are. It's not up to some other coach to say, well, Susie was sick when they lost to this team. It's like, no, here's your record. Here's who you've beat. Here's who you lost to. And it takes away some of the complaining that we as coaches had. Those are gone now. You can't complain to anybody. You just won or lost.
One thing about it, the playoffs start that first district game.
Yes.
Right, correct.
Those games are way more important now.
Yeah, every game is very important. And like you say, that Sunday night vote doesn't determine where you're going to go.
Now, I do like that. I do like the ability to let the play dictate where you are in terms of seeding and playoffs. I do like that.
I agree. We tried on the east side for years to get that done, and we couldn't get our west side guys to go along with us. And finally, the association said, "Well, we got to do this because there was so much politics involved."
Oh boy!
And who gets where and so on and so forth. New rule this year: 5 fouls per quarter. What do you feel about that?
Well, the team likes to get up and under you and pick up full court, and it allows us to be aggressive for the entire game. I think it doesn't penalize you for aggressive play. I think 1-1, you're aggressive early. Now we're in trouble for the whole half. With it resetting every quarter, it allows your kids to reset, it allows coaches to reset, and I think it makes for more possessions in the game without the shot clock, obviously, which we'll eventually get to at some point.
Yes.
So that's my thoughts on it.
I agree with Rabu on that wholeheartedly. I think that being able to, I'm a pressure guy, I'm a get in you guy, and so being able to have those fouls reset, it really helps us to be able to continue what we're doing all game long. But again, the shot clock would really be beneficial to, I think, everybody, not just guys who like to play like me, but just, it mimics the college game and the NBA game. So
let's talk about that, because I think it doesn't, my opinion, it doesn't prepare our kids to get to the next level if they haven't played with a shot clock.
Of some kind.
Right.
I'm not saying 35 seconds. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to 45 seconds, but something where it's like, I got this one, to give them that next thought of what's on the clock, what's on the shot clock.
Right.
It'd be fun.
Well, and also I think that it makes for a truer game.
Yeah.
Because you can't just stall and hold the ball and diminish the possessions. You have to play basketball, and people pay good money to come watch teams play and not just pass the ball around. And I think a shot clock also gets you ready, like you said, for the next level.
I think it helps the game too, to sell it to those fans.
Yes.
Sit around and have one guy dominate the dribble all over the court.
Right.
And you foul it and so on. As you get ready to go, probably both be hosting.
That's the goal.
Bring it in right here, Coach. Yes, yes.
That'll be great to be at Nate Harris Fieldhouse and be able to play at home that first round.
Absolutely.
Guys, good luck.
Thank you.
I hope that we'll have you back when we get into the regional area play and talk about that next game.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right.
Look forward to it.
When we come back, we'll have Raymond Ships 2 and Carlin Adkism, the head basketball coaches at Will Rogers High School.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right. Only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. And now we have the Will Rogers basketball coaches. Carlin Adkism, the girls coach. Raymond Ships, too, the boys coach. And you guys are on the road a little bit because of your gymnasium situation.
That's right.
They had a flood over at Rogers out of a training room and damaged the floor, and so they're playing their home games here at Webster. So, Carlin, how do you feel about your year so far this year?
Not bad. We kind of started off kind of unhealthy and had some girls out, but overall, I think we kind of bounced back and kind of chemistry started developing in the right way. So we're heading in the right direction right now as the playoffs is coming. So,
Raymond, how about you?
About as expected with a young group this year. I mean, my top 8 consists of 5 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and 1 senior.
Oh, geez.
So we kind of started out slow, but we're kind of hitting our stride down the stretch going into the playoffs, kind of as I would hope we would.
That's good. That's good. New this year for 5 and 6A were district play, something that the athletic directors on the east side tried to get done for like 7 or 8 years, and couldn't get the west side to vote with us.
Yeah.
Finally, we did. Carlin, how do you feel about really solving the playoff thing on the floor?
I think it's great. It just took a lot of the bias out of it, and it made us made district play a lot, more interesting. And I'm all for it. Yeah. So.
Raymond?
Yeah, I agree. I think it took a lot of the bias out of it, and our girls used to get a knock for the competition they played against, but they're playing against that competition now and still having success, and it made every game more meaningful. Every game matters now.
I was going to say every game you line up is really a playoff game.
Yeah,
definitely.
If you're playing in the district, that your position in that district will determine where you play in the regional.
Right.
That's a good thing. Another new rule this year was the 5 fouls per quarter. How has that affected your game?
I actually like it. The only thing I would disagree on is the 1-and-1. I will still want the 1-and-1 to come into play somehow. Basically, probably behind the 5 fouls, get the 1-and-1, and then when you get 6 or 7, maybe so kind of move it back a little bit. But I like the 5 fouls, honestly. I just didn't agree with the 1-and-1.
Yeah, I agree. I like the 5 fouls. I like the foul resetting every quarter.
Yeah.
I think that's beneficial in some way because you're not hamstring. If you get in foul trouble early in the first quarter, you're not stuck with it in the second quarter as well. I think the 1-and-1 not being involved, it takes some of the pressure off of those kids. I think I would like to see that in some way if we can work that back in. That 1-and-1, you got to make that first one.
Yeah.
Our first guest today was from East Central, and Michael Parish was on, and he mentioned something that I hadn't thought about actually with high school basketball, but there is an inconsistency in officiating. I mean, we know that every night is not going to be exactly the same.
Right.
But he said in high school, he said he hates to see a kid get eliminated from the game. Because he stumbled into somebody for his 5th foul.
Yeah.
And he said that he would like to see even 6 or 7 fouls before you're eliminated from the game. What do you feel about that?
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah, that's a great idea. 6 fouls.
Make 6 fouls.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it from the standpoint of the inconsistency, but there is. That's just how it is. It's human nature, and you're going to have good nights and bad nights, and so on. So are kids. Are kids. Well, if you're looking at your future, next Tuesday it comes out. Where do you think you might go?
hopefully we'll be here. You know, that's what I want to happen. Here at Webster playing, and, you know, hosting here at Webster, or we just have to, you know, go on the road if we don't take care of business. But you know, we had a stumble at the beginning of the year, which is kind of coming back to haunt us a little bit when it comes to district points. But you know, you still got to play. You know, you still got to play basketball somehow. So at the end of the day, you got to go take care of business.
It's like Hoosiers.
Right, there you go.
it's 10 feet,
right,
no matter where you go.
Exactly. Right.
Raymond, what do you think?
I think we may end up around the 5th seed in our district, which will send us probably out to Holland Halls, compete against the 4th seed from the other district. Anyway it goes, I think it's going to be good competition for us and good experience for my young guys. I like the fact that this year in the playoffs, it's not single elimination right off the bat.
Right.
So you get a chance to come back again the next night and give it another shot to try to get through to that area.
Sure. Well, very good, guys. Good luck the rest of the season. And when we come back, we'll have Marco Harris, Juan Yu from Edison.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
I feel like athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLain, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. And now we have the Edison basketball coaches, Juan Yu, the girls coach, Marco Harris, the boys coach. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. We're, as we've talked with the other coaches in our other segments today, this is it. This is nitty-gritty time. You know, we got a week to go. The pairings come out a week from yesterday. And, of course, we kind of know, based on where we are right now, who you might play in that first round. But Juan, let's talk about the season. You're back into coaching. They've been out for a while and back. And you got a young team. I noticed your 8th grade won the junior high championship. So you got some players coming.
Yes. We have hopefully a bright future with the younger players coming in. We have a young group now, getting a lot of experience. And if we get this group coming in next year, we should be a little bit more competitive than this past season that we have right here.
Be young, but that'll be good because you'll have them for 4 years. Right?
Yes. So we feel very optimistic. My coaching staff, we understand this year was all about development because we had a lot of freshmen, and we knew that this was going to be a process. So we're just trying to be patient. Sometimes, you know, you want things to speed up a little bit when you're going through a season and it's not as successful as you want it to be. But we understand it's a process.
Got to be patient.
Yes.
Got to be patient. Well, Marco, you get off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, we got off to a decent start, man. We have some up and downs, but I think that comes with basketball and part of the season. So we're playing good basketball right now, which is important going into playoff time.
Sitting second in the district right now?
Sitting second in the district.
A couple of things this year I've asked the other coaches about in the other segments today. The rules changes that came about. District play. How do you guys feel about district play?
Personally, for me, this is my first year, so I don't know where I coached with assistant for Booker T in 2010, 2011, but it's fine by me. As long as the guys get to play, I'm fine with whichever way it goes.
At first, I didn't like it because I already had my schedule already set out, and I was trying to set up a schedule to where my young team, be a little bit more successful. But when they brought in the district format, I had to buy into it. So I kind of like it because we know exactly what teams we're playing in 5A, and we know how the rankings are going to be.
Yeah, exactly, and you solve it on the court.
Yes.
Not at the ballot box on Sunday night.
Exactly.
Like it was before. And good old buddies voting for good old buddies and so on and so forth. The other rule change that has had a little bit of an effect, as I've watched high school basketball this year, is the 5 fouls per quarter. How you guys feel about that?
Well, I actually like that rule, because they start over, opposed to you getting 7 fouls in the first quarter and the team shooting free throws the rest of the first half. So I really like that rule, that change.
Juan?
Yes, I like it. First, I didn't really understand it. I thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to constitute more free throws for both teams, but I noticed it really hasn't worked out like that because the fouls do reset each quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it.
I think it has helped the game a little bit. One thing that's still out there, and I noticed that the basketball rules committee suggested to the board, and it's under advisement right now, is the play clock. What do you think about that?
Shot clock?
Shot clock. Yeah.
I think I agree with adding the shot clock because we're trying to prepare these kids to go play college basketball. Well, we're not preparing them because once you go to college, there will be a shot clock. And I think it's basketball, man. A lot of high school in other states does it, so I think it'd be good for the game.
I think it speeds the game to the point that if you've had a kid that has not played in a situation like that, it's difficult for them to speed up.
Yeah, I agree. You add an extra element to the game, and also it does prepare them for the next level.
Yeah, and if you got that one dominant player that can dribble all over the court and you can't get him or her, it really takes away from the game. I think it, and I think in America we like scoring.
Yes.
We like to see the things go. Well, you got about 10 seconds. What do you think about the end of the season?
I feel good. I believe that our players from the beginning of the season to where they are now, we can see some growth, and that's all we was asking for this year.
Marco?
I feel good, man. Like I said earlier, we're playing really well, really good basketball right now. And my guys are excited to continue playing well into the playoffs.
Great. Well, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
We hope we have you back. Maybe we talk about a gold ball. And when we come back, we'll have Randy Rutherford and Bobby Neely from McLain.
Hey, Tulsa, we have a crushing recycle play of the day for you. Team Johnson versus paper and cardboard.
They're starting off slow today, probably trying to figure out what to do with those styrofoam plates, since they're not recyclable.
There's the big play we were waiting for. Boom! Completely empty cardboard boxes dunked in the cart. Score big by recycling your cardboard and paper. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
I love Will Rogers Athletics because it helped me physically, spiritually, and emotionally through all the journeys I've been through at that school. All of the support staff helped me a lot, and it's just an amazing school.
Athletics at Will Rogers changed my life because it became a second family. With the support of my coaches and teammates, it's helped me gain confidence, work as a team, and will help me in college and in life.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Randy Rutherford, the head boys basketball coach of McLain Titans. And boy, Randy, 17-3.
17-3, still improving, still working hard to get better.
What do you feel about your season? Is it about where you thought you'd be?
Yes, I knew we was going to have a really good season this year because we had some guys that had been with me for a while, and we brought in some new talent that really understands how to play basketball and really wanted to work hard.
And work hard is the key.
That's the biggest key, working hard on defense.
Right.
You got to get guys that's motivated to continue to get better.
Exactly. What do you think the key elements this year of getting you to that 17-3?
I think the biggest deal is that the guys have really realized that they have to play for each other. And if you play for each other and you play the right way, we'll have success.
So they play in the summer together?
Play in the summer. I mean, we had them in the gym, 2.5 hours, 3 hours every day in the summertime, and they was happy to come up there, and they was calling us to come up. So we got, you got guys that play basketball, but these guys really enjoyed it, and I think they love playing the game.
Tell you what, it makes a lot of difference to coach a kid like that, doesn't it?
No doubt.
As you look at your schedule, you've had to change a little bit because of the 5As in Tulsa going to a district play. How did that affect your scheduling?
Well, I think it affected us in a positive way because it allowed us to play some teams that were 4A and 3A to get us some confidence instead of playing those 6A, 5A schools year-round and not being rewarded for the strength of your schedule.
Right, and so obviously the record
speaks for itself.
You bet. As you look at your your future. Next week, you'll be going to Verdigris for the first round. What do you think about that?
Well, we got 3 more games left. We got a game Friday and Saturday, and then we got one more, our last game, Metro at Metro on Tuesday. And then we'll play the winner out of Verdigris and Miami that Friday. So we look forward to whoever we got to play. We're going to finish up the season strong, and just we'll be ready when it's time to be there.
So these games, makeup game, the game Saturday is a makeup game?
Saturday is an added game because we were short 2 games. And so we added that game just to get some extra experience against a bigger school. And Metro was our last game on our season, and we got Webster on Friday.
Do you feel like playing that much at the end is going to help you or hurt you?
I think it's going to help us because our last 7 games have been on the road. We had a very heavy early schedule in December and January. We played 14 games in the month of December. And we played 3 tournaments between Christmas and January the 5th. So we played a very heavy schedule. And so this will help us down the stretch because we've been on the road. We've been in a hostile environment with other teams that got good crowds, and so it'll help us going forward.
Who's some of your good players?
Well, KJ Nichols, he's been with me for 4 years since the 9th grade. So he's averaging, he just went over 1,400 points over his career. So he's our leading scorer, averaging about 18, and I got another kid, Trey's averaging about 17. I got 4 guys in double figures. So we got a good group that when you got 4 or 5 guys that score 20 points in the game, you got a good thing going.
Well, yeah, who do you guard?
Exactly.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly, no doubt.
So as you look at your chances, how do you feel about making it deep into the playoffs?
Well, I mean, I've looked at the top 20. I mean, I scout all year looking at film and figuring out. And fortunate enough, we know where we're going. So we really feel confident if we handle our business that we got a great direction to get to state.
Do you really?
Really do.
Okay. Injury-wise, you're okay?
Injury, we were pretty good. I had one of my 4 guys, A-Ray, he's been out for the last couple games, resting the knee that he kind of sprained. And so the rankings are already out, and where we're going is already out, so we don't need to play him. So we just make sure we get him ready for district.
New rule this year put into effect the 5 fouls per quarter. How do you feel about that?
It helps me because we play man-to-man defense, and so it transitions every quarter. So it's not like it carries over and it affects you as much as it used to, and it allows you to stay aggressive if you want to, and you can back off. So I'm okay with it, but if you're not a good shooting free throw team, you're not very okay with it.
I'm going to say, does that alter your practice schedule a little bit, a little more free throws?
A little bit. We shoot free throws probably about 15 minutes a day in 5-minute segments, so we really focus on that, and we shoot about 74% of the team.
Can make a big difference down late in the game.
Late in the game, it's free throws has always been a big part of late in the games, and offensive rebound and turnovers, but now they're more magnified for sure.
You bet, yeah. And you better make them if you got.
If you don't make them, then you're going to end up losing.
Well, good luck, Randy. I hope you do well in the playoffs, and hopefully we'll have you back to talking about gold balls.
I appreciate it.
When we come back, we'll have Greg Scott and Jimmy Walker, the coaches from Central High School.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against a tough competitor, plastic.
Don't trust those numbers on the bottom. You have to stick to what you know. Only bottles and jugs found in the kitchen, bath, or laundry. They're quick to pick up. And empty those bottles before sinking that shot.
Always empty your bottles before recycling. Score big by recycling your plastic bottles and jugs. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the Central Braves basketball coaches, Greg Scott and Jimmy Walker. Guys, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Thanks for having
We're
us.
doing good. It is this time of the year where you're getting down to who plays on and who doesn't. And Greg, tell me about your season so far.
We're 7-9 right now. Our record really doesn't indicate, where we are. Our guys have faced some adversity. We've lost several players, but one thing I'll say, we're fighting we're competing. You know, we've played 4 games. Well, I'd say 6 games in maybe the last 8 days. So we're a little banged up. We're a little tired. So we're looking forward to playing Friday and then next week getting some rest and getting ready for the playoffs. So
with the format for the 5As going away from the Green Country Conference, has that given you any scheduling difficulties?
You know, I know that, which I wasn't here. I didn't get a chance to compete in that conference, but we're not able to play a lot of the Tulsa schools, and you know it affects the traveling. So just scheduling, it's been tough, and as we prepare for next season as well. So you know we've got to go outside of Tulsa a lot.
Right.
So
yeah, when you're not in that district, you got to travel.
Correct.
Jimmy, how do you feel about that?
About the scheduling,
Mm-hmm.
It was tough, you know, just finding games, because once it all happened, we had the schedule already done, and now we got to we was crossing people out and then looking for games, and just looking for games to keep it kind of close where we're not having to really travel that far, you know, trying to keep it in a real close distance. So we ended up getting a couple games like Scott took Glenpool on the schedule, Cassia Hall, so teams we hadn't played. So it worked out.
All pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. How do you feel about your team right now?
We're playing really well now. We started the season off kind of rough. We lost a player, second best player. That's 15 to 20 points, and I even struggled as a coach trying to figure out what's the next move was going to do. But the girls have stepped up. You know, Monte Davis, our best player, senior. You know, she scored over 1,000 points this last week. She didn't really took on the toll of scoring. You know, she averaged 10 last year. She's been up to 26, 27 this year. You know, had a couple games with 42. So, you know, we've been playing pretty well, and everybody else is starting, and we've been hurt. You know, we played in, just for Christmas, down to 7, 8 players. So now we're back to 11 players. So, like I say, we've been playing well. One game at the beginning of the year, come out of Christmas break, we won 7. So, you know, playing well right now, and it's a good time to be playing well.
Yeah, at the end, it's time to turn it on a little bit. The new rule this year they put in effect, they said to speed the game a little bit was the 5 fouls per quarter rule. Greg, what do you think about that?
I like the rule. You know, it allows, I think it speeds the game up, but also as far as coaching wise, you know, if you're being very aggressive, it's gonna be to your advantage. And at times it has helped us and affected us, you know, in a negative way. So we've had to kind of contain ourselves defensively, but on the offensive end, you know, there's times where we've been very aggressive, and it's been in our benefit. So I like the
puts the free throw back in the game a lot more now.
Definitely.
Jimmy?
Well, it didn't hurt us because we ain't a great free throw shooting team, and we attacked the basket a little bit more this year. I throw the ball in the post a little bit more. And but we get to the free throw line. We're shooting more free throws, but we're just not making it.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I like the rule.
Good. Postseason play, you're projected to go to Muldrow. What do you think about that?
I feel like we got a good draw. I think, you know, that first game will be, against Muldrow, we'll be able to be competitive. You know, hopefully pull that out, and we'll get a chance to see McLain again. You know, our goal, I feel like, is to get through regionals and get to areas. And I think if we can get to areas, you know, we'll have a chance. I think, you know, Central Boys is a team that, you know, other teams are like, you don't know what you're going to get, but, you know, hey, if they put it together, you know, they can make a run. They'll be able to make a run.
Yeah.
So,
Jimmy?
I'm looking forward to it. You know, like I said, we're playing pretty well now, and I got a very special player by Monte Davis. So the way I look at it, we go as she go, and she's been playing well. And good thing is I don't have to scout for her. So the other team's got to prepare for her. So, you know, and that's the good thing. Like I said, we'll be ready to play.
Good. Well, good luck, guys. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope we'll have you back for playoffs. And when we come back, we'll have Mick Wilson, the Executive Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but Ben, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hales means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to our last segment today on Inside Tulsa Athletics. We have the Executive Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools, Mick Wilson. And Mick, there's been a lot of concern and a lot of rhetoric about in-game, on-campus security. Could you kind of go through what we're doing now in Tulsa Public Schools on game days?
Well, Gil, I think we have really been out in front of a lot of this, and part of that is, some dating back to last year when we had to change some of our things or re-examine some of the protocols and practices that we've been engaged in. So I think the big thing with us this year is we've gone to weapons detection systems at all of our venues for home football games in our stadiums. It has caused a little bit of lines. We've encouraged our people to show up plenty early so that we can get those folks in. But again, we started wanding some last year at different times. And this year, our other biggest change was going to the clear bag policy, which you know as well as I do, even when you were in my position previously, that we always tried to mimic a lot of things we saw at the NCAA level. So right. I really felt like early this summer it was a no-brainer for us to do that. And of course now you've seen what's happened here in the last month, that everyone has seemed to really kind of go down that road, because I think that's the new normal now of limiting the bags, the type of bags that come into your stadium, and not only here we're seeing that here in the city area, but now that there's been some situations in rural areas, you're starting to see those folks do some of the same things. So that's probably two of the biggest things with us, is just our weapons detection systems and our clear bag guidelines and policies that we're really trying to enforce with our fans and our students, and really want those people to be able to come to a game and enjoy it and not have in the back of their mind that they feel unsafe.
I think your point that it is a new normal, that's something that I think the patrons have to understand. You don't go to the BOK Center and walk through the door. Any large grouping anywhere in the country now, because of what has gone on and the proliferation of firearms out there just all over the place, and you don't know who may have one of those and who may come to the game. And the health and safety of our student athletes and our coaches and our patrons who come to the games is the quintessential thing that we want to every time that we open those doors. Well,
no doubt. And Gil, we go back to when we started collaborating with our folks at the BOK Center. They were. We did this with the tournament champions the last couple of years, so it wasn't anything new as far as us and our athletic team. We kind of knew how to maneuver the water, so to speak, and again, they also have weapons detections and things like that. So once we knew we were going to go down that road, then we did some more collaboration with them and started, really getting a lot of their ideas, picking their brain, talking to Evan and Eric and those folks about the way that they handle security measures there at the BOK Center. And of course, just being on standby at the tournament champions and seeing some of those things was really helpful to us as we started moving that into our venues. And so I agree with you. I think we're going to see more of this. I don't think it's something that'll ever go away from this point, Gil. I think it'll be the standard of measure from here forward. I agree. Unfortunately, I think that is correct. And I think that, I think at some point in time, we'll even be looking at that at the lower levels of competition, junior high and youth sports. I read an article last night in Sports Illustrated about officiating and why 70% of the officials only last 3 years. And when they were on their exit interview, they were more concerned about violence toward them after a game than anything else. And that's unfortunate. We're in an era right now of unlimited video. And so everybody's an expert because they've seen it, on SportsCenter and their top 10 and all this business. And yet
they don't understand at the game site, the official has a split second to make a decision. And
it's important too, Gil, that we get those folks in and out of the venues safely, escorting them off at halftime, at the end of the game, and then not only that, but once they're dressed and ready to leave, that we have our security folks take those people to their cars. Because again, you do have people that think it needs to go beyond the game once the horn has gone off and the score is final. Sometimes people feel like they still have to give the last word or say something funny or cute to the official. And we want those folks to feel like that they've come and called a good game, and that we can get them on their way and go home safely without having to worry about any shenanigans that may take place, either exiting the field or getting to your car and going home from the venue.
What a lot of people don't realize is that when you open a venue for a contest like that, the protocols start in the afternoon when they sweep the stadium and make sure everything is kosher. Our relationship with the TPD and the Tulsa Public Schools security is very, very important too. So I think our patrons should feel safe when they come into all of our venues. You guys have done a great job in transitioning now to an upper level of security, I think, unfortunately for the patrons, but that's something that for their health and safety.
No doubt.
Well, we'll look forward to having you back, and hopefully in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about postseason play in the fall sports.
Sounds great. Thanks, Gil.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right, only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field, and that it's the littlest things that will make all the difference in the long run.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with, not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Hope you enjoyed today's show learning about our basketball programs. Postseason play, district tournaments will begin this next week, February 15th and 17th, and our 3A schools and 4A schools at Webster, McLain, and Central. Our 5A schools, Edison, Memorial, Rogers, East Central, and Booker T, will begin regional play on the 20th for the girls and the 22nd for the boys. The finals will be on the 24th. The 3A and 4A schools will also begin their regionals that week. State tournament will begin for 3A through 5A for boys and girls March 6th through 9th. Site will be determined in the metropolitan Oklahoma City area. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode where we discuss our spring sports and everything that goes on in Tulsa Public Schools.